Jai Jagat, dear audience, I am Shah Umar, the student coordinator of The Voices. Welcome to the third episode of The Voices, where Udyan Shandilya, the chief editor of The Voices team, is going to be indulged in an insightful conversation with Mr. Sundaram Singh. He is a national level shooter who has secured All India Rank 4 in the Ganesh V. Mavalankar shooting competition. This podcast is going to be very fruitful for all of us. I request all of you to please watch this one from the starting till the end.
Hi Sundaram. Today we are in your shooting academy and the weather's nice and we also got to know how a rifle works. What things do we need in this career? So I it was my curiosity that what inspired you into coming into this unique field?
Hi, Diansh. So definitely the weather is really well today.
Yeah.
And if you are going to talk about what interested me or what motivated me, so my parents and I always had this thought of doing something extraordinary or something thrilling, like pursuing new fields and going to greater heights, achieving greater heights. And like once I attended a session, so in that the orator said that 5 years or 10 years down the line, we will be pursuing or going into careers that are non existent right now. Like if we contact any guy from 1990, so if we are going to tell him that right now we are having professions like pet groomer, so he will not believe us. But today it's a thing, so we need to pursue and look for new careers, look for new opportunities, which can easily get us fame and everything. So yeah, we need to look for opportunities, different career. We need to look what we are interested in. So shoot, shooting interests me. Like it's a good field for me.
So like I infer that it was the thrill and the excitingness of this field that drove you into it. Am
Yeah,
I correct?
yeah, you're definitely correct. You should always pursue which thrills you or which excites you. You should always have something which you are passionate about. So yeah.
Yeah. So, like, did your parents and were your parents against this, or were they like in the favor of pursuing it? Like, do this.
So yeah, my parents were definitely really interested. They motivated me, like my father and my mother. They contributed a lot. Like whatever I have achieved, it's because of them. In a child's life, parents are the most important thing. Like, what does the child know? I really want to ask. What does the child know? He's still an infant. It's the parents that mold the child. So, like, my parents have contributed a lot, and I would like all the parents to hear this that these are the your children are like basically clay, and like a molder molds the clay into beautiful vessels. So the parents also molds the vase into
Okay.
like you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
So
I get.
yeah, my parents played a very important role.
So, did the school help in any ways?
Yeah, how can we forget about school? School really played an important role. Like, if school did not support me, how could I have achieved this? And especially our principal, ma'am. Like, I would always get holidays, and I would always get my teachers all the help I required in my subjects in covering up the topics which I had missed. So, like, the school always played an important role in this journey.
Okay. So, like, there might be many people around this whole world who would like to pursue this as a field, but they do not have the required guidance that they have. So, what would you like to suggest our audience that if they want to pursue a field like this, what their first step should be?
Yeah, so the question is very much correct. Many people I've met like they want to pursue any particular field or particular career, but like they could not do it because they don't have any guidance. But lucky me, I had parents and I had guidance. So if you want to join shooting,
Yeah.
you should basically approach any academy. There are multiple academies in Lucknow. So you should approach to the academy. You should get yourself registered in that academy. Then
Okay.
they're going to get you registered online in the National Rifle Association of India portal.
Okay.
After registering online, you will become a professional shooter. Like you will get a shooter ID. After that, you can participate in different competitions.
Okay.
So this is how you pursue the journey of shooting.
And like if there's a person who does not have that much financial aid, because we know that these rifles and the equipment can be very costly. So like if a person does not have the required financial status, then is there any financial aid that is provided?
Yeah, so like shooting is a bit financial play, but like you don't have to pursue like purchase everything at one go only. Like you can buy it at different levels and at different places, but at
Okay.
first the academy in which you are, that is going to help you with all the aid. Like
Okay.
first you don't have to buy everything at one go, like I said earlier.
Okay.
First you can buy a rifle, then you can buy like at a 1 year or 2 year stretch. So,
Okay.
and after you have done a considerable job in India, like you have qualified national, you are a now Indian team player. So then you will get subsidies all over the sport, and you will be benefited financially. You will get your kit, your rifle, your pellets, your shooting, entire thing will be free.
So, Sundaram, we know that you may have met a lot of great personalities in this aspiring career. So, would you like to describe on whom you met, how you met them, and what impact did they have on your life?
So yeah, this is another very important and very bright aspect of sports. Like you get to meet a number of renowned personalities,
Yeah.
maybe even your role models. And mine greatest one was meeting Mr. Abhinav Bindra.
Okay.
So like we were just going for our lunch in Bangalore, and it was me and my coach. So like instantly we come across somebody, and my coach says, "Look who's sitting there, identify him." And I was like, "Oh, it's Mr. Bindra." And obviously, Mr. Bindra knows my coach, so he was like, "Oh, hi Pratik, how are you?" This, that. And later on, he glares at me and he was like, "Are you also a shooter?" And I was excited from within, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm also a shooter."
Yeah.
And he asked the question, "So, what do you like, rifle or pistol?" I was astounded, like I met my role model for the first time. I was in complete silence at first, and later on, he himself added, "Whatever hits the 10, I think that's the best." I was just like nodding, yeah. Later on, I said, "If you don't mind, can I click a picture with you?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So yeah, I clicked a picture. And what was even more interesting that when I went to click a picture with him, just after that, some other guy came behind me and he was like, "Excuse me." I was like, "Okay, you can also meet him." And he was like, "Okay, yeah, my name is Ninesh Karthik." Okay, so that was a very intriguing moment, meeting two sports person in one day.
So, what impact did meeting them have on your personal life?
Like they're my role models, so definitely they had a very profound impact on my life. Like I was motivated to meet them. I've met Mr. Abhinav Bindra, Apurvi Chandela ma'am. I've met Mr. Rahul Dravid and Dinesh Karthik sir. So like they are world renowned personalities, they are at the top of their peak, like they are at peak level athletes right now. So definitely when I see their fame, when I see the crowd rushing behind them, when I see their personality, so I was like, yeah, we need to achieve something like this. I need to achieve something like this. I have to become like this. They're my role models.
So, my next question to you is like, we know that going to Bangalore was the landmark of your shooting career. So, would you like to tell us that how did that happen and what impact it had on your career, on your shooting career, basically?
So yeah, like if you talk about journey to Bangalore, it is a interesting journey. So I'll take you back to my class 10th. It was before first comparative
Okay.
set of exams. I was at home preparing for my next exam. Suddenly, I got a ring from my PT teacher and my friend. They were like, "There is this competition, ICSC competition at La Martine,
Okay.
and you have to play there. Will you play?" So I was like, "Okay, enroll me in." So my friend and teacher enrolled me for that competition.
Okay.
So we went there, and it was lucky of me. I won the gold medal over there.
Okay.
Next, we had to go for the state level in Missouri, St. George's College.
Okay.
So again, I won the gold medal over there. After that, the nationals was held at Padukone Dravid Center for Sports Excellence in Bangalore.
Okay.
So, like Padukone Dravid Center is a joint venture by Mr. Padukone and Rahul Dravid,
Oh,
Mr. Rahul Dravid. So, it's a world-class training center for all the international athletes and Olympic level athletes.
okay.
So the shooting range over there, it's best in India right now. I met world class renowned shooters over there, and I got to know that they practice over there. So that's how I got into that range. And like it had a profound impact on my shooting skills and everything, my life skills. They taught me how to manage everything. They taught me how to like pursue shooting and my career simultaneously. They taught me the basics of like strengthening, muscle strengthening. How is gym important in shooting? How is physical strength important in everyday life? And how you can like what is the role of physics and everything in shooting. So basically they taught me that doing physical work is not everything. You have to focus on studies simultaneously.
Okay.
If we talk about only doing and doing and doing sports, it won't get you anywhere far further. You have to maintain a plan B. That's why we have one optional along with our mains.
Okay. So, like, it would have been a really great feeling when you first held a rifle in your hand, when you first saw what a rifle is. So, what was going on in your mind while you were doing that training? In your training phase, what was that emotion?
Like if we talk about holding rifle was first time, so yeah, you are correct. It was a really thrilling experience for me. Like every boy has a fantasy of holding a rifle, firing a rifle. I'm sure that's I'm saying that correct, and everybody would agree with me.
Yeah.
So like the first time I was holding a rifle, I was like, okay, I have to shoot, I have to aim, I have to be the best. And like while I was aiming, I was keep trying to keep my mind cool. Like okay, let's bring the rifle peacefully, slowly. And there was this quote, "Slow and steady wins the race." So it was on support because I was not conditioned to hold the rifle yet. It was
Okay.
still on support, but still I was like, okay, let's swing the rifle, let's hit a 10. So the 10 is the highest you can score. I was like, okay, let's hit the 10. And fortunately, it did. So that motivated me from within.
Okay.
So, like, it was a very nice feel when you hold the rifle for the first time.
Okay. So you previously told that focusing on studies along with your sports, your extracurricular activities is very important. So and you did that competition while you were in class 10th, and that is the board's class for in India. That is the board class. So do you have any tips for students who are pursuing any sport to how to manage while they're in their class 10th or 11th or 12th?
See, mostly Indian parents have this background that, okay, this is class 10s, okay, this is board. Now you have to focus on board, leave studies, leave everything,
Yeah.
focus on boards, entirely devote yourself to boards. That's okay. But if we want to, like, pursue everything, and we want to nurture holistic education like CMS preaches holistic education, all round development of a child. So uh, not everything comes from studies. You need to have physical development, you need to have recreation. And like I scored 98.8% in my class 10 boards.
Okay.
So you need to have a bit of recreation, you need to have a personal bit of me time. And sports plays that me time for me. So, if we talk about my regular timetable during class 10th, so it was not like I have to study every time, I have to study every time. Like, I used to wake up in the morning, half an hour revision of whatever was told yesterday, whatever was taught yesterday, any particular thing. After that, school. School used to stretch around like 2:33 if there
Okay.
is any extra class or anything. So, minus that. After that, I used to go to academy. Around 7:30, I used to depart from my academy, and I reached home around 8:30.
Okay.
From 8:30 to 10:30, I used to revise some particular topic which I was weak at, and after that, before after having dinner, I used to revise some topic of my interest. Like I used to like history a lot, so I would study history because some particular best topic would suit you for the night.
Okay.
And it's not like we are not studying after getting home, and I was going over there, so it was not like that I don't study at home so I won't like remember anything. The biggest deal was to show up. Like showing up at the school was the biggest deal. If we keep our ears open in school, that will fetch us 60% to 80% of the knowledge. And regular revision in school will help us develop even more.
Okay. Thank you, Sundaram. You gave us really great and valuable tips today. And I hope the audience would also have liked the today's podcast. It was quite a different one here in the open. So thank you. And we'll see you again sometime. And for the audience, I'd just like to say that do your sports, but also study. So, and if you like today's podcast, do subscribe.